Okay. Hello, everybody. I'm going to give a chance for everyone to roll in, get settled. We're so happy that you're here. Happy December. My goodness. Cannot believe we are already so close to the holiday season.
When did that happen?
I know. I feel like we blinked.
I think so too. Oh.
Okay. Let's give it another minute because we still got participants are still coming in.
Oh, I see some familiar faces. Hi, Brenda. Hi, Claire Ann. Diane, Joanne, Judy. And I see some new people. That's so good.
Yes.
So good. How are you all doing?
Okay. So, for those of you that are not familiar with the webinar format, I know it doesn't have like the usual chat that you're used to. It does have something called Q&A. So, if you type something in there, we will be able to see it. So, we're doing this format just for today's webinar. When we actually do the Nourish workshop for the month of January, we're going to have regular Zoom calls. So that way, if you want to have your camera on, we can see you, you can see us. We'll have the chat that's interactive. But today, it's more about kind of giving you a sneak peek about how much fun it is to prepare for the holidays together. And we're going to have live cooking demonstrations. So, how amazing is that, right?
So cool. And I was telling these beautiful ladies that I am hungry. So I am so glad we are doing something sweet and savory because this time I'm going to eat it right after. So exciting. Prisha, how are you? I just saw you join too.
I've got to find my view. I can't see anybody.
So I think she's looking at the participants list. We can't, yeah, if
Oh,
you're on the
okay.
webinar, we cannot see you. You can see us, we cannot
Oh,
see you.
okay.
So if you're in
Okay.
your PJs, that's okay. We'll never know. If you haven't done your hair, we don't care. You can actually come to a Zoom call and not have done your hair. We're not going to care.
Selena, can they change their view? Trisha just asked how can they change their view, or do they just get us three?
So on webinar format, they only get the three of us. So
Okay.
nobody can see anybody else in the call other than the panelists, which are myself, Julie, and Kayla.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Okay. And so I wanted to share, unfortunately, I can't put the recipes in the chat, but if you didn't get the recipe by email, and if you didn't get it from the Creating Space community Facebook group, I do have them there and they're pinned. But we will also tell you what we're doing as we go along.
Yeah.
And then after we'll email it out to you too if you didn't get it.
Yes, because you will, this is recorded, so there is a replay.
Sounds
Hello,
good.
Joanne from Speedway. She says, love our cooking sessions. Let's cook together. Yes.
Ooh.
Love it.
Love it.
All right.
Maybe we'll give like one more minute and then we'll start. So if you are cooking, so what we've been doing, what Kayla and I have been doing is we've just been setting out our stuff. And I want to show this tip for you all. So if you didn't soften your butter like me, this is my tip. So I took this, I filled it with boiling water from the kettle. I left it for a couple of minutes. I poured it out. And it creates this kind of like cocoon that is softening my butter for me.
I have never heard of that before. That is amazing.
That's a
It
good
works
tip.
so
And
well.
it's funny. I was going to share that one as well, Julie. We share the same brain.
I'm just so appreciative that you let me to live my dream of having my pretend cooking show because this is so fun.
Okay, it's 5 after, so let's go ahead and get started.
Yes.
All right.
Okay. Why don't we do a brief introduction because we have lots of new people
So
here
many
today,
newbies.
which
Yeah,
is
let's do it.
fantastic. We had over 100 people register, which is amazing. So a lot of you are seeing this on the replay. Please feel free just to let the call run, play along, cook along as we go. If you don't know me, my name is Coach Selena. I'm a grief and trauma therapist and a decluttering coach. And, you know, the idea of us creating this workshop, because today's a free webinar, we're going to be doing a workshop in January called Nourish. And it's taking this idea of creating space in our kitchen to support us so that we can nourish ourselves emotionally and nutritionally and physically, and especially during the holiday season, right? Because it can kind of feel chaotic as we go into the new year. And so we wanted to set you guys up for some success and maybe a breath of fresh air and just teach you how you can make your time in the kitchen feel a little bit more easier, right? It doesn't have to be chaos. And the three of us keep learning from each other over and over and over again of ways to simplify. And it has become our joint superpower. And so we wanted to share that with you today. And then we're hoping that you will actually join us in January as well. Okay, Julie, do you want to
So
introduce yourself?
yes. Hi, everyone. Welcome. So, as Selena said, my name is Julie. I'm a self-care and decluttering coach. And I also am I'm going to toot my own horn. I'm a very good baker, but I'm not classically trained like Kayla is. And I just really love working with ingredients and creating things. And in a past life, I used to do videos like this all the time, and then I stopped. And one of the things that I noticed in my decluttering journey is that sometimes we're so overwhelmed with decisions that we don't know even what we want to eat. Like the worst thing anyone can ask me is, what do you want for supper? I just want someone to make that decision for me. And so when we combined our skills together and we created this, we realized that there was almost like a roadmap that we could follow that would make it easier and set you up with tips and skills and tricks and ways to make it easier. And doing this in community was so fun. So we thought, why don't we do this just before the holidays and share some fun recipes? One of the number one things we were asked for was more breakfast options. So that's why we're making a breakfast casserole. And the most popular thing that we did last time was these peanut butter cookies. So that's why you're getting a cookie as well this time.
Okay, Kayla, tell us all about you.
Hi, I'm Kayla, and I'm a culinary nutritionist since pretty much late 2019, early 2020. And I have been teaching in-person kids classes as well as teaching people ways on how to stretch their food budget. And I was really happy when Julie and Selena came to me to talk about Nourish when we did that in September. It was so amazing. I love seeing everyone's aha moments and how they were able to create things that they already had in their kitchen. And I do love our little trio that we have going here and how we do almost share the same brain sometimes when it comes to these things. And it's been so much fun. And I can't wait to create some things with everybody today. Yeah, like we said, breakfast casserole is what we're making today, but it can also be turned into if you have little muffin tins and you want to create small, little egg bites on the go with this, you could do this, right? Because in the next couple of weeks we're probably all going to be getting pretty busy with our holiday plan and prep and visiting people and etc. So having things that we can eat on the go is good. We can make this casserole now. We can freeze it to have it ready for Christmas morning if you wanted to. So I'm looking forward to having some fun here in the next little bit.
Fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to let you guys take it away. This is your moment to shine in the kitchen.
All right, so we're going to start with our breakfast casserole first because we're going to get that going in the oven. So I said take the 2 pounds of your pork breakfast sausage. You can always either buy it like in the sausage, and then I usually just squeeze out the sausage from the casings. or you could buy it already crumbled. You could use bacon or pea-meal bacon. The same thing to crumble that. Just for timing's sake, I pre-cooked my sausage and my green peppers and my red pepper, or actually I just had red peppers.
I told them what I'm doing since I didn't have sausage.
Yep.
So I am putting this crumble mix that I got from Costco. I love this actually. It has onions, green peppers, bacon, and potatoes. I did not pre-cook mine. So while Kayla's talking, I'm going to go cook mine.
And then the red pepper, green onion, etc., are just kind of diced, like, you know, small bite-sized dice pieces. So we cook those first for a couple of minutes till they get a little soft. And we take those out, and then we take the sausage out of the casing and cook it. And I'll show you what I came up with. I'm asking Santa for a second webcam. So
Me too.
So it's all together. I like the red and green as well. Gives it that little festive touch. Just gonna put that back because it's still a little warm. Then I cracked my eggs. Today, for me, I'm just halving this recipe because half my family will eat it and the other half won't. So for me, I'm doing the 6 eggs in the bowl. I'm going to do the half cup of sour cream, a little bit of milk, and some salt and pepper into a bowl, separate bowl, as you can see here.
Trisha says she loves the breakfast idea because she's getting tired of smoothies every day.
Yeah, and it's nice to have something warm this time of year as well. If you're living in
that's actually a really good act of self-care, having switching to warmer things. When in the first round, I shared with everyone that I was struggling with my blood pressure, and then it's still managed because I'm using all of the tips from Nourish. But when I was first diagnosed, one of the things that my doctor said to me is, she said, "What do you have for breakfast or lunch?" And then I said, "Oh, well, I usually make this mango spinach smoothie in the morning, and then I have a salad and chicken for lunch." And she said, "I need you to switch one of those to a warmer meal, and I need you to sit down and eat it," which is something we're always on the go. She's like, "Where do you have that?" I'm like, "Oh, I just walk around. I bring it to my desk. I do this. I stand and eat." She's like, "No, you need to sit down even if it's 5 minutes." So that's my tip. Warm and sit down.
Yeah, that's good. That is good because then we'll nourish ourselves for sure. So just into the bowl, I add the sour cream, salt, pepper, and the eggs. I'm going to mute myself because I'm going to use my mixer. Especially if you're making the bigger portion with the 12 eggs, it's better to use a mixer instead of a whisk because you're going to be a long time whisking.
Okay.
Oops. So I'm going to mute myself because I don't want to hurt everybody's ears.
I think it's sometimes I think we get stuck in this rut of just feeding ourselves because we know we need to feed ourselves, and we're not really paying attention to how we can kind of elevate that a little bit to meet more needs for ourselves and actually help ourselves have this level of self-care so that we can settle just a little bit, so that we can breathe and we can reset, right? It's really powerful.
Some of the things people noticed last time, which was really nourishing for me, and my children did too, that when we were going through and we had the ideas and all the recipes, there was something in the fridge always that was really easy to grab. And there was a couple people, I can't remember the quote word for word, but when Lee shared about her son and seeing how we have these magnets that many of us discovered in the first round, where we wrote either what the ingredients were or what our meal plan was for the week. And when her son said, "Oh my gosh, when I open the fridge, it's so easy for me to figure out what I want to eat, that it's even faster and cheaper, obviously, than takeout."
Yeah.
That was a huge win. And my children felt that way too.
Yeah.
Kim says,
So
I'm living in a flu house. I love these simple and healthy ideas to help with situations like a sick house.
mhm.
Yes. Right. There's, I think too, it's easy to sometimes we have to press the easy button and reach like outside of our house, like absolutely, because like I operate from the idea that fed is best. But if you are, reaching for things like takeout because you're feeling overwhelmed, that's what Nourish is about. That is about us going, okay, we're going to meet you where you're at. We're going to keep it simple. And it takes a little bit of work in the beginning, but then you have this amazing option, especially since so many of these things can easily reheat, right? Like make the casserole, portion it out. You got breakfast, a nice warm breakfast for the next couple of days.
Yeah, exactly. And so before we begin, actually, I should have said to preheat the oven to 350. And then if you're making the full batch, it's the 9 by 13, the longer rectangular pan. I'm doing a half, so I'm using a square. So my tip is I put parchment paper down because then it's an easier cleanup than having to clean the egg out of your casserole dish. And another tip that I use for the parchment paper to get it to fit better is actually when you tear it to size, wet it and wring it out, and then put it in your pan, and then it actually fits to size without popping out.
Oh, I didn't know about that. Okay, I'm definitely going to use that tip.
It's good. I love it. So I mixed in the sour cream and the milk and the salt and pepper, used my mixer to mix that in, and then I added the cheese, and now I'm going to add in all of our sausage and our peppers and our onion. I'm just going to give that a stir and get that all coated. So good. I just had a slice of toast this morning, so I'm looking forward to this for lunch. See, it's all in there. It's all coated. So I'm going to pour it into my pan. And if you want to make it a little more festive, you could add a little bit more chopped green onion on top. So garnish it or even save it for the end, because I like raw green onion. And if you have a little bit extra cheese, you can just kind of add that on top as well. So I'm just going to move my camera down. That's what it looks like.
I
We're
just
going to
realized
bake.
that it never occurred to me to put parchment paper in a casserole dish when I make casseroles.
It
That makes
saves on
cleanup
the
so
cleanup.
easy.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Parchment paper is my best friend.
Like
For
yeah,
everything.
like I'm always using it on my cookie sheets and everything, but I'm like,
Yeah.
casserole dish. I'll be
Yeah.
darned. Okay.
Yeah. I like it too because I do well, when I work with a nonprofit, we make, because pancakes would take forever to make in bulk. So
Yeah.
we do cheap pancakes
Yes.
and
Yeah.
bake them. And yeah, parchment paper is a lifesaver for that as well.
Amazing.
Mm-hmm. So we're gonna pop this in the oven, our 350-degree oven.
Now everybody knows it doesn't take much to blow my mind.
It says 35 to 50 minutes. So I'm going to do 35 for mine because mine is half the size. But I usually would just check it at 35 anyway. Because we just want to make sure the eggs cook through and it's a little springy to the touch and not liquidy.
Right.
Whoops, sorry for the beeping. Okay, I have my timer on. How's Julie doing there? Oh, you're on mute.
Yeah.
Okay, so This is why I asked Santa for another camera too. This is my potato and pepper all mixture.
That looks
I
good.
realized I should have put it in egg in the other container, but it wasn't big enough. So we're gonna hope this works, but I'll show you how.
Yep. And as well, like the thing I like about this breakfast casserole, you get the base with your eggs, your milk. If you have sour cream, you could use Greek yogurt. You could use cottage cheese even if you like that. Salt, pepper. Then that is a base for whatever you have in your fridge. So
Yeah.
if you have mushrooms and onion and ham, or just to use up those things, that still could create a good casserole.
It's
Even if
really
you
a
have,
dump. It's a dump recipe.
oh,
Like,
for sure.
You
yeah.
guys see?
Oh, that
Well, that
looks
looks
really
good.
good, Julie.
So I didn't do the parchment. I know that trick, but I want to take a really pretty picture, and I like my container. I'm willing to do the cleanup.
Okay.
Yeah, picture my not shocked face, Julie. I was telling people when I was house sitting at Julie's when she was away on vacation earlier in the year, I took more pictures of my food because Julie has prettier dishes and whatnot than I do. And hers are like heart shaped and they're pink, and mine are just more about function. I really need to add, and it's interesting because I realize I need to add a little bit more beauty to my kitchen because it does elevate the eating experience. Like, we really can take in all of our senses, not just our sense of taste and our sense of smell.
Yes, for sure. I love that as well. I bought back the old-fashioned tea party with friends a couple weekends ago and took out all my like Christmas dishes and all of the servingware of like old the glass plates that my grandmother gave me, and and it was really, really fun.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to make it a tradition now to do that. And it was so much fun, even just taking them out and even just the memories of some of the dishes and things like that. It was nice to relive.
Yeah.
That's an act of self-care too. So some people struggle with doing things for themselves. And I like to share this story that one day my sister was here and she said, "You cut your strawberries into hearts?" I was like, "Yes, I do." And she's like, "Oh, I do that for my kids, but I don't do it for me." But why wouldn't we? Like, why wouldn't we take that extra second and do things that are going to bring us a little bit of pleasure? I like to think of them as upgrades that don't cost us anything. And then they're a gentle reminder to your nervous system that you matter too.
Yes.
So,
Yeah. And if you drink mocktails, put your mocktail in the pretty glasses, right? Use the shaker to make a mocktail. It doesn't have to have alcohol in it,
No.
right? You just use
It's
all
part
the
of the
pretty.
experience. Yeah.
Yeah. So that is smelling good already. I can smell that already. I'm just going to move this aside.
the best part is coming up now, friends. The sweet.
Karen says, not a question, but something I make, a healthy oatmeal cookie. I use a high protein oatmeal with lots of walnuts and dark chocolate, better than those breakfast bars that you buy.
Ooh,
Yes, I like
that
that.
sounds really good.
Yeah, BB says this is looking delicious. It really does look delicious, right? Trisha
Yeah.
says, I love my parchment paper and love even more the idea of how to make it fit properly. So thank you.
Okay, let's move my mixer over here and get going with our shortbread. I like this. This has been one of my favorite cookies that I make every year. And what I'm teaching you is the same thing that I do. I make some at home or some now, and then I freeze the rest, and then I can bake it throughout the season and even into January. If it feels nice, still feels festive, even if it's not an actual holiday on the calendar. I'm just gonna, there we go.
Question. Because I just went and got my mixer because I don't normally use a mixer for shortbread. So what is the difference? But does it make it flakier if you hand mix it? Or is that just something I thought and didn't it's not really true.
I like to, because with the whip attachment, I think it just adds some more air into it and gets it more, I guess gets it lighter, right? Because you whip the butter.
Okay.
So we're going to take our 2 cups of butter, softened at room temperature, or use Julie's trick if you didn't take your butter out. The other thing I like to do with my butter is, instead of just plopping it in your pan and it's like this big, huge block, I actually just slice it. So then it takes less time for your mixer to mix it up. No, even if it's softened, I just like basically slice it right into here. So it's a little, whoops, it does get a little messy. That's okay. Mess is fun.
It's part of the fun in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And until you have to clean it up, but and that's another tip. If you are able to clean some things up as you go, it's going to make it so much easier at the end.
Yeah. I do like the garbage bowl thing. I've been doing that for a long time as well. It's just kind of put everything in one little bowl and empty it at the end.
Did you learn that from Rachel Ray? We're around the same age. That's where I learned it from.
Yes. Well, let me use that. I'm gonna put my oven light on to watch.
I also like to fill the sink right now because I had some other things in it. I just put a big bowl bigger than this and filled it with soapy water. And I've been putting my stuff in there since I can't really go and do dishes while I'm
Yeah.
here.
So in our bowl, our mixer bowl, we're adding our butter, and then we're going to add our sugar in there as well first. And then we're going to beat that.
Brenda wants to know, can you use a hand mixer?
Yes.
Yeah, you definitely can.
Yeah.
I'm going to mute myself and mix because these are the only 2 we mixed to start, right?
Yeah, I'm going to mute as well.
Okay, yes, friends, you definitely can use a hand mixer instead of a stand mixer. It's going to do the same thing. Phoebe says, I do something similar. I call it a skillet scramble. I cook it on the stovetop in a skillet. Yep. Kim says, my mom bought all of us girls garbage bowls from Rachel Ray for Christmas one year. I love mine. Oh, that's fantastic. Sometimes I think, when we think about in life, like when life gets overwhelming and we have a lot going on, and, like as coaches, we always encourage you to ask, how can I simplify something? It applies to the kitchen as well. How can I simplify a recipe? How can I simplify the steps? There's been times over the years where I haven't wanted to cook something because it felt like so many steps. But then when I looked at the recipe and I was like, what can I do ahead of time? Like, are there veggies that I can chop? Is there anything that I can prep so that by the time I'm actually making the meal, it's really easy to throw together?
Okay, so I mixed it up and then I just tapped my beater to get the excess butter and sugar off. And I just take a spatula and scrape down the sides of the bowl. Because now we're going to
Sheila,
just
we had a question about the parchment. You just got the parchment wet to make it to fit, right?
Yeah.
That's all it was. Yeah.
All I did was I cut it and then I just put it under water, squeezed it out, and then put it in my pan.
Excellent.
So yeah, just scrape this to the side. Now the fun part. I always get messy at this one. So just slowly add the 4 cups of flour already pre-measured in here. I'm just gonna do something because I always get it so messy. I love using my mixer. And this was actually the year that, because I finished officially, like I finished my program December of 2019. And
Yep.
my oldest son, who was, yeah, he was in university at the time, actually. He actually bought me this mixer as a Christmas present
Oh, I love that.
to like congratulate me. So
That's amazing.
it's, and I think of him every time I use it. So we are going to just pour, I usually just do like half at a time and then stop it, scrape the bowl because we want to get all this flour mixed in. So I'm going to mute and do that.
As the cookies are baking, this is one of those times where I wish like you could smell through your screen. It's gonna be so good. So we have a question. If I do the egg dish as egg bites and freeze them, what is the best way to heat just a couple for breakfast? I will let Kayla weigh in on that one.
Yeah, you could just, if you have a microwave, you could use the microwave or even an air fryer.
Do you thaw them first before you microwave them? I think
It
because
depends
for
on the
me,
time. If I,
I usually put them in the fridge and then I warm
yeah,
them up. Yeah. So
yeah.
Lee, I would put like if you know you're gonna have some for a couple days, just move them from the freezer to the fridge. You probably could warm them up. I would think they would be if they were actually from frozen, and probably be better in the air fryer.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you in a pinch, if you really needed to, then yeah. But if you knew ahead of time, like you said, if you're planning for the week and you're like, okay, I'm gonna have these for breakfast for the next two
Yeah.
days, then that's yeah.
Yeah, just put them in the fridge and then warm them up in the microwave.
Yeah.
They are really good. I've had them before.
So now we have this. It's gonna look a little crumbly, but that's okay. I'm just gonna take our spatula and mix through. This makes a lot of cookies.
Question about
Um,
the breakfast casserole. Can it be put into a pie shell crust to bake?
mhm.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
idea.
yeah, because it's like a quiche
Yeah.
or frittata.
Mary says Kayla's having fun with adding the flour.
Yeah, I'm like,
Kim says
all
I
right,
do egg bites almost every day. Fridge to microwave, 90 seconds. There you go.
perfect. Awesome.
Good
All right,
stuff.
we're gonna add our chocolate chips in here, which is a bag. And then we're gonna add our dried cranberry. That's about 1.5 cups. All right, I'm gonna take a wooden spoon and go through that because does get a little thicker.
How's yours going, Julie?
I had to use my hands because my KitchenAid mixer is almost 30 years old and I still love it, but it doesn't mix as much. So it was getting a little crumbly, but this is what I have so far.
Oh, yum.
No, that looks good. It will be crumbly anyway because of that consistency.
Okay.
Um, all right. So yeah, we just drag through our chocolate chips and our cranberries. And then it
I
looks
am
like
so excited. This is such a good combination. And for those of you, I don't have any right now, but I'm going to make it before Christmas, that want to come on the kale train. I put Nourish friends know I talk about kale a lot, but I use cranberries in it, and it's so delicious
okay, good.
in my
I
kale.
thought you were gonna tell me you made like a cranberry cookie with kale.
I
Oh my
mean,
gosh, now
if she
I
could
know
find a
you're
way,
getting me.
she would.
I am.
Oh, I can't wait to see that one, Julie.
I'm going to work on that, friends.
I actually have a confession, Julie. For whatever reason, since my stroke, I eat kale. I do. I do. I've had kale salads and I don't there's like a because for those of you that don't know, I have been on I don't like to use the word hate very often, but I was on the kale hate train. Like it was this joke between Julie and I because her love of it was so big that it was equal to my dislike of it. But for some reason, there's been certain things since my stroke that I never liked before. And all of a sudden, my brain's like, oh, yeah, hey, that's a good thing. I always prefer spinach. Like I love, love, love spinach. So I would just swap out, I would do spinach instead of kale. But I have had kale and I didn't die. And I actually enjoyed it.
It's not you, it's our whole friend group. Like, if anyone saw those pictures of us from tea um, last weekend, they would like, they were somewhere and someone had like an X and kale, they'd post selfies with it. They would, yeah. But kale is so good, and there's so many nutritional benefits to it. But for me, I think it's just for so long I didn't like my food to touch,
Right.
and I didn't like many vegetables. Like, I grew up on just eating carrots, and my mom
Sure.
indulged that. Bless her.
Mhm.
Um, and when I discovered that I actually started to like some of these things, I don't know, there was something about kale. Even the idea, our friend Megan teases us, but even the idea of massaging the kale before, it seems like such a ritual. I don't know. I just love it.
Okay,
Kale
couple of
is life.
questions. Just want a couple of cover things. So I got in here late. Do I get a copy of the recipe? Yes, absolutely. It is in if you're in Julie's Creating Space group, it is posted there. They will also be sent out with the replay. So you will definitely get the recipe, so don't stress. Um let's see. BB
So
says
I'm
kale's good
basically
for you. It's in the broccoli family. Yeah, I don't like broccoli either, BB.
Broccoli is okay. Same with
so
shredded Brussels sprouts.
See, I
yeah.
like Brussels sprouts.
So I basically just stick it in my tablespoon and then just dropping them in.
I will go to that step.
Pretty simple. And I just like give them a little squeeze on top so it just sticks together. But these are really good with tea or coffee too. I can't confirm or deny, but sometimes these have been my holiday breakfast cookie. Maybe not be the healthiest thing this time of year, but you know what? It's yummy.
Life is short, eat the cookie.
Exactly. Exactly. So yeah, like these will make a lot. So it is a good recipe as well too if you wanted to give cookies to people for the holidays, right? Because it's a little sweet. So I'm just going to make one tray today, and I'm going to show you how we can freeze them for the holidays. Now we can These bake for about 10 to 14 minutes. Again, I always put it in first at the lower end and then check it and then add more time if we need to. Yeah, I'm going to try them in here. There.
And these ones don't have eggs, so we can just eat the dough.
Yeah, be a lot of very buttery.
So good. I ate some already because I'm starving.
Still tasty. I'm gonna put my timer on my phone.
You know what would be really good with these two? Way too decadent, but that's okay because it's the holidays and we're with it. Is also drizzling some chocolate on top or adding pistachios. Pistachios and cranberry goes really well together.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah. Yeah, for sure. So what I do with the leftovers, and I'll do a couple because there is a lot left. So if I'm just making one, I'll just do one lot because I think I'm going to make a couple more. I have an event tomorrow that I'm going to that I'm going to take these cookies.
So there's a big discussion going on Team Kale and Team Broccoli.
Oh,
So Baby has a great idea. Kale is good, chopped up into small bits and added to soups. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. We have another question. I know kale's very good for me, but I just can't get into it. Is there something I can put in the kale to make it more palatable?
Or you can mix
Yes.
it as well with other greens.
Yes.
What's Julie's suggestion?
So when I buy some kale, I'm going to do a video and I'm going to make the shredded kale salad. It's so good. So the recipe off the top of my head is you really do shred. So you massage the kale, but you shred it very small. So you're not getting these big chunks. You're getting more like when you shred cabbage, kind of like that. And then there is garlic and maple syrup and olive oil and salt and pepper and cranberries and nutritional yeast that you put in the food processor with a little bit of garlic, salt and pepper, roasted pecans, and then you make almost like a crumble that goes on top. Honestly, I like it so much that when I was on my anti-inflammatory journey, I would go to the movies and I would bring this shredded kale salad in my purse and eat it. That's how much I would eat it on a desert island. That's what I'd bring. So when I get kale, I'm going to make it and put it in the Creating Space book group for you guys.
So what I do if you have, if you want to make the freezer, just scoop it out. You'll probably just do a couple of cups and eyeball it. And make sure too that you mix it through at the bottom so you still have some cranberries and white chocolate left for the next batch. And I basically just take my hands and kind of make a little log with it. And it doesn't have to be perfect. And this will set together when you roll it anyway. But just kind of make a log so it's, we'll add a little bit more. So on this end, just so it's a little more even. What we can do then is just fold up your yeah, that's good. Just fold it up and then I just roll.
Oh, that's smart. I didn't know that tip.
And then I just
And you don't need saran wrap or anything.
no, and then I just pop it in a Ziploc bag.
So good.
So then when you want to have any, just unwrap it, cut however many you want. You can wrap it up again if you don't use the whole log, and then pop it back in the freezer.
So easy.
So good.
And still bakes within that same timeline, the 10 to 14 minutes. There you go. So then I'll do, I have enough to do a couple more in there. And then again, you could even give them out as gifts like this. If people want to have that smell, but they don't bake, you're like, here, take this, and give them the instructions to just cut them into, 1-inch pieces and bake them for the 10 to 14 minutes.
I saw something I want to ask you as a tip for an alternative for this. On Facebook, I saw someone take muffin tins and they put slices of sweet potato on the bottom, and then they did a mixture like this, and they put the eggs, and then they made these little egg muffin cups. Do you think that they boiled the potatoes or roasted the potatoes first? Because if you just chop raw sweet potatoes and you only cook these eggs for 12 minutes, I don't know if the sweet potato would cook. Do you know?
Yeah, it may be a little hard. I'd like parboil them for a few
They would
minutes
have to
at
be
least.
super thin.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
would have to be super thin to cook. So yeah, if you had them thicker, I would totally parboil them. Because even with I gave the vegan option for this breakfast casserole. So we used just, those little rectangle hash browns, right? The frozen hash browns. And those, we even cooked those before we mixed our tofu and then baked everything together in the oven. So with potatoes, I would definitely do that. And you could also, if you were using the big casserole and you wanted to add potatoes, I would do the same thing. Kind of parboil them for a few minutes first and then put them down in a layer and then put the rest of your casserole mix on top. Kind of like a frittata.
Like, I'll try that too and make a video of that too. Because I like that idea. Wait, and you guys, you also know I love the sweet potatoes. So
Mm.
that would
I
be
love sweet potatoes and eggs. It's so good.
so
Mhm.
good.
Sometimes I just bake them, like just cut them, slice them, and then bake the sweet potatoes in the oven. And then add it to even a scrambled egg or something in the morning, or a fried egg, or those are good
I
as
like
well.
that. Do
Because then
you
all
have
you
any
can,
other tips? So I know during the summit you had said for getting ready for Christmas, to make as much as you can in advance. What do you do for Christmas morning? Like, do you have these cranberry cookies as your breakfast, or do you plan something before? And like, I mean, I might be.
we,
So,
well, what we do as a family is that we have a Christmas Eve breakfast. So
oh, okay.
so if I have an egg dish, I make that then. I make homemade waffles, and my recipe usually makes like about 10 of those. And then I will do bacon and sausage and cook all that. So then those leftovers become our Christmas morning breakfast.
I like that. I like that.
Yeah. And then for dinner, I will try to prep ahead of time. Like, actually, like our Canadian Thanksgiving was in October, but I had a bunch of dried bread that I made breadcrumbs, and then I froze half of those breadcrumbs. So all I have to do is just mix those in with my stuffing ingredients, and I don't have to get the food processor out to, get my breadcrumbs chopped
Good.
up and whatever. And I
So
actually
good.
even made, there's only two of us in the family that likes cranberry sauce. So I made homemade cranberry sauce, and then I froze the other half. So I already have my cranberry sauce as well.
I do that too. And my mom always asked me like to save some or like bring some when I go and visit, because when you make homemade cranberry sauce, it actually, you can use it in so many other things. Like, she likes to just put it on her toast. She likes it so
Mm.
much. I put apples and cinnamon and orange in mine, and then just simmer it on the stove, and then it makes the whole house. It's like a simmer pot, but then you get to have the cranberries.
Yes.
So yeah.
Yeah. I like that.
So while we're waiting for it to cook, does anyone have any questions about what Nourish is? Do you want us to tell you a little bit more? So the thing that I'll tell you is that There are 20 tasks. So Monday to Friday, we share kitchen, meal prep planning, how to shop your kitchen tip, and they kind of build on one another. But if you did day one and then didn't do it again until day six, you wouldn't be behind. Like they're all things that you can use. And we have some people, I think we're on week, maybe it's 16 weeks since we did it last time, and they're still using the tips every week. And then we also have 2 workshops like this where we do 2 recipes with you. Those are on Wednesday evenings, and our coaching Nourish calls are on Monday evenings.
Yeah. And you will get the recipes that we're doing in the 2 live cooking workshops. You will get those ahead of time, so you can cook along with us if you want to. It's going to be really easy, and we're also going to dive into not just the actual cooking and nutritional part, but also giving you some tips and tricks to make your kitchen function better so that it is easier for you to show up and want to put in the time and the effort to cook again, because sometimes that gets away from us, right? So we want to have spaces that support us, and we are big on simplifying. That's always our goal.
Yes. And we will give you, so something that we're going to do, we decided that we're going to do is where, Kwanzaa.
I was going to say as well for the frozen cookies, if you write on
Yes.
what to set your oven at and how long to bake them for, then you don't need to go look for your recipe when you go to make them.
Yes. And put the date on it that you put it in the freezer. Labeling
Yes.
is your friend.
Yes.
Yes. What I was going to say is we're going to give those of you that join for January, we're going to give you the workshops that we did last time. So you have something to start with. So you have almost 3 hours of in the kitchen with us, which were really fun, learning as we go. But those recipes were very good. And I'm still making, I have one on my fridge still. I'm still making the sheet pan chicken because this blew my mind how easy this was and all the different varieties. So this was a keeper.
Brenda says, I'm from the time when kale was used on a salad bar for decoration. That is so true. I remember that. That's hilarious. I'm curious, you guys, just you can let me know. So because this is the first time we've done it in webinar format. When people put something in Q&As, can you see that? Or if I respond to someone typing, can you see the Q&A? I'm just curious because that will be helpful for us to know going forward. I don't know if you just only know about it if I talk about it or if you can see the questions that are being asked. Oh, that looks good.
Cookies are done. I gotta be careful not to have them all fall off.
Okay, yes, they can see the questions and answers. Okay, good. Fantastic. Okay, thank you, you guys, because I had no idea what it looked like on the other kind of like the other side of the camera. So that makes me feel so much better. So they can see the Q&As.
Oh, that's good.
Good, good, good.
I've got a few more minutes left for my breakfast casserole.
Mine needs a few more minutes too.
Everything smells amazing.
I wish we had smell vision.
Okay, I can only see some of the questions, not the answers. Yeah, there's very few answers that actually typed it in. I've just been answering them live, Kim, so it's all good. Kathy says we can't comment or react to others' comments. That part I know. Yeah. So for January for Nourish, this is the only time we were just doing this webinar format this way. So in January, it is going to be regular Zoom meeting. So you guys will be able to see and interact and comment on other people's questions. So it's just going to be like a regular Zoom call for Nourish starting in January.
I love that there's 33 people in the kitchen with us this morning.
Yes.
Plus us, I guess. So 36.
Yeah.
All of it.
Right. It's amazing.
And I love that we have a mix of people that did it with us before and new people too. So good.
Mm-hmm.
We also have, so we've been working a lot behind the scenes. So we took all the feedback from the first round and we implemented it into the next round. And we broke the workbook into two parts, and I forget what we called them. One, I think we just called Nourish Workbook, and one is maybe the toolkit,
I
maybe.
think it's a toolkit. Yeah.
Yes.
And we took a lot of the questions that people asked in the first one and the answers that the three of us gave, and we incorporated it. We put things like tips for best practices for how long to keep items and proper freezing techniques and how to organize your fridge and freezer and your kitchen cupboards and things like that. So we took everything that all those amazing 30 people that were in the first round and put it in there. And then we did an FAQ section too for some of the frequently asked questions. And we did something else new, but I can't remember.
Yeah, when you sign up, you're going to have instant access to so many good things that it's, you'll be off and run into the races before we even go live. We do start January 1st. And
yes, so
go ahead.
if you sign up today, you won't get instant access right away because I'm going to be perfectly honest. I had a flood in my basement, and literally 20 minutes before this started, I finally got my water back. So I wasn't able to put everything in the member site, but you will definitely get it before January 1st.
Okay.
You're okay. It's just a squirrel.
Okay.
In the comments, anyone that was there in September with us, what was your favorite part? Mine was when many of you at the beginning, and even myself, the first time we did the cooking, I admitted that I was nervous and a lot of people were feeling overwhelmed in their kitchen. And so many of you said that you loved being in your kitchen now. And many of you said that you saved hundreds of dollars, which was key and very important for me because I wanted to not only for you to feel nourished in yourself and in your kitchen, but to save at least the cost of the class with some of the tips. And so many of you said you did, so that made it 100 times even better for us.
Mine
Oh,
is ready.
Trisha. I love that.
So yeah,
do we have to pay for the membership? Yes, it's $97 for the month. So it's a month-long workshop container. Kathy says, I loved the workshop. It's fun to cook with the group. I saved money and wasted way less food. Right? Yeah, we actually got that kind of feedback from multiple members. I would actually venture to say the majority of the members, which is fantastic. Oh, that looks so good. Kayla, feed me.
Oh, that looks really
Julie.
good. Thank you, Julie.
Love it.
Ooh, look at the steam still coming out.
Right? I mean, I had my breakfast this morning, but I'm willing to be like a hobbit.
I know. It's like
breakfast.
Too bad we didn't live closer to each other.
Right?
And the cookies, they will still look white, when they come out.
Yes.
But that's okay. Like it's the shortbread, right? Shortbread's not meant to be brown. Oh, they're so warm. Sorry, guys. I gotta have a taste.
That is part of the cooking process. That's allowed.
It feels like Christmas. I'm ready.
Yay. My dream is that one round we'll get to do part of it live and like invite people to like a cozy place. Everyone like comes to the same place. We teach all the principles. We're in the kitchen
Yep.
cooking. That's my dream.
Yep.
It will happen.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
So good. So our plan is when the recording's finished, we'll send that out. We will give you the recipes. We'll give you a link if you want to join us. I do want to tell you that we've capped it at 30 people, and last time we had 30 exactly. So there is 30 spots once that's done. And we don't know when we're doing it next. We will do it again, but we just haven't picked that date.
We don't know when. So you know what? If you need simplicity, if this is the kind of tips that you're like, yep, that's actually what I need in my life right now. When you do get that email, that replay, jump on that link. Come and join us. It's going to be, and the thing is, it's also a lot of fun. Like we have so much fun on our calls, and it's a great community. And like Kathy said, there's a lot of members that we're leaving with, they were wasting way less food and they were saving money, right?
Yes.
Who doesn't want more of that?
I agree. Even for my own self, I'm like, I need to practice what I'm preaching here. And I saved a ton of money on my own grocery bill as well.
Yes.
And I do love that because in the past I've coached other programs food wise. And I love that we tailor it to what everybody needs. That there is no set, this is what you have to get, this is what you have to buy, or if you don't do this, you won't be successful. I like how we are tailoring it to each person's needs and that everybody feels included and that everybody gets to, that it's okay to sub things and how you are, how you live. So then
Yep.
you're more successful in the long
Yeah.
term, right?
Yeah. And if you don't know what to sub, ask us.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
So, yeah, because I think that one of the things that we love as coaches is putting our thinking caps on and going, ooh, hadn't thought about that. Okay, how
Yeah.
can we make this work for you? So we will help you think creatively
Mhm.
for sure.
And I love the group, how we all learn from each other. It's not just the three of us
Yeah.
teaching everybody. I feel I've learned from members in there as well of the different tips that they do to make their lives easier. So I feel that we're all learning from each other.
Yes.
And we built the workshops based on, so the weekend before we start, although we may do it earlier this time, we send out a questionnaire and ask you a bunch of questions. So we figure out, okay, what are your nutritional requirements? What is your kitchen set up? What are the things that you really want to work on? All those kind of questions. And then we use that to build the shopping list and the recipes for the workshops so that we're meeting most of you. But if we have someone that can't have eggs, then last time Kayla shared about using flax as a substitute for eggs. And so we come up with things like that to also make it work for each of you. And those workshops are we have them on the 14th and the 28th, which is a Wednesday,
Yes.
I believe.
Yeah.
And if you're vegetarian or vegan or diabetic or have any health issues, like we try to tailor the recipes that we use in those live workshops to everybody.
Yeah. Kim wants to know, in Nourish, do we get all the info live, or is dealing with working from email required?
What do you mean by all the information live?
So I think so, Kim, there are emails that go out throughout Nourish. So here's the thing. I think that you can make any workshop work for you, however best it's going to work for you. So there are some daily emails that go out. They're not required, but we do let you know ahead of time what's being cooked so you can prep it. Like you can get your ingredients, and then for the 2 cooking workshops, you can cook those along with us live, or you can do it on your own time. I'm not sure if that answers your question. But
we do send out
Go ahead.
We do send out the daily tasks. So Monday to Friday, there's tasks. We send that by email, but you also have a Facebook group and you also have a member site because some people don't want to go on Facebook. Some people don't want to go on email. Some people would only like to go on a website. In those daily emails, you also get a very short audio that talks about, like, I think the longest one is maybe 3 minutes. So that you have, because some people just like to hear, some people like to watch. But the coaching calls and the workshops are all live and they're recorded. So you don't have to sit and watch a video or anything like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you watch the replay.
Good stuff. Brenda says best workshop ever. Yeah, Brenda was in our first round. Love it. Love it. Love
So
it.
happy.
Okay. Is there
So
anything
good.
else you ladies want to add?
I think, when it comes to the holidays, try to take the pressure off yourself. Don't feel that you need to attend every event with something homemade. If it's something, you're able to just drop into a store or buy from your local bakery on a way to an event, do that. Like, it's okay to, at least you're showing up, right? And like Selena says, fed is best, right? You're showing up with that tray of cookies or the tray of be the veggie tray, the person that shows up with the veggie tray. Just take that pressure off yourself. Again, before you start baking, even if you're someone that wants to bake for the holidays, take stock of your pantry first, see what you have and see what you want to create out of that first before you go buy more. We know these days that the price of some of these baking ingredients is sky high right now, especially chocolate. So just kind of taking stock of those things and just taking that pressure off yourself. Try to do a couple of things. You don't need to do the whole meal ahead of time, but even just a couple of pieces, try to make those ahead of time so you could store in your fridge or your freezer before, that either big dinner party that you have or a breakfast, and just, try to go in there with a little bit of ease and give yourself some grace.
Good advice. Julie, do you have anything you want to add before we wrap?
I want to add that sorry, Bolly wants to go out.
We can't hear her. It's okay. We can't hear her.
Okay, good. Is that when we launched this in September, it turned out to be one of the busiest times in my life. And I started to get a little overwhelmed and think, oh my gosh, am I going to be able to show up fully? Am I going to be able to do all the tasks? And it turned out being such a lifesaver. So not only did I feel less stressful, I felt nourished. I felt this connection with other people. And it really did ripple to everything else that I did. So especially if you're someone that's feeling like too much on my plate, I don't know if I can do this, this might actually be for you. Because while we'd like people to join us every time we do it, you will learn enough that you can use it all the time. Like, we have at least half the members have messaged me and said, I'm still using the kits every week. And that's really important because that's what we wanted. We wanted to make the kitchen feel easier, take away some of that decision fatigue, take away some of that overwhelm and frustration, and let you enjoy your kitchen again. Enjoy your food. Get creative or not, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Lee said, I'm still making my crazy names menus. This is the first time in my married life, and they've been married for 36 years, that I have made and followed for more than 2 days of menus and actually knowing what is for supper at all. So thank you. So good.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay. The thing that I want to leave you with is I hope that we see you in Nourish, right? I I feel like I've had a sneak peek of how incredible it can be and how nourishing it really is for us as a community. And we have 30 spots and there can be one with your name on it. So when we do send out the replay and the link, if this is something that interests you, please make sure to jump on it so you get to save your spot.
Yeah.
I think, are we good, ladies? We're going to wrap?
We're good. I'll post my pictures in the group. We'll send out the recipes. We'll send out the replay.
Yeah.
I'll do that shredded kale one. That's a bonus. You don't even have to join Nourish for that. You just have to be in my Creating Space group. I'm going to share that. You're all going to love kale. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate you guys so
Okay.
much.
Have a lovely day, everybody. Take care. Thanks for hanging out with us. Bye.
Bye.